Welcome back, everyone, to DDT Podcast, Doug and Danny Talk. We'll be reviewing Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. I am Danny.
I'm Doug.
We will decide which was better, Raw or SmackDown. It was SmackDown. It's just not even discussion at this point.
You know, this is the first time I'm going to say we disagree.
You thought Raw was better.
I thought Raw was better.
With the Sami Zayn segment. And with Stephanie McMahon existing and
they had
talking.
more to talk about.
But she kept going. It's too long.
I don't know what to say. Raw had more to talk about.
There were some good matches on SmackDown, and a lot of good moments happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was a good show, but I don't know. I feel I have more to talk about with Raw than I do SmackDown.
All right, let's get into Raw.
All right. So to start the show, we had Kurt Angle start the show.
Yeah, basically saying Ronda Rousey's here, we're going to have the contract signing. But then the second he was getting into that, that's when Stephanie McMahon shows up.
Yeah, and states that she will take over the contract signing instead of Kurt, basically just shutting him aside.
Yeah, kind of reminding him of his emotional decisions instead of logical decisions.
Which is when Roman Reigns comes out.
Yeah.
For the third week being part of the opening show.
Roman Reigns at this point is at 70%. He's not at 100. If he was at 100, it would be emotional, it would be... people would be more invested, and his promos would be a lot better. As opposed to when... the same thing happened last week. When the two shows in London opened with the person coming out, doing an interview, and the Daniel Bryan one had more emotion behind it,
right.
And Roman's just going through the motions. That's what was happening here, except now it seems that they're going to use Stephanie as a way to try to maybe get Roman accepted as a face. Maybe, probably not.
I honestly don't know. I don't know what Stephanie had any logic of being there, especially that night, but...
Probably just Ronda.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ronda hasn't been on much since the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah. So yeah, they got basically the three of them in the ring, and Roman's still going on about the fact that he wants his next chance at Brock. Stephanie telling him, you've had your shot. You had your shot at Money in the Bank. That's it. You failed. It's time to go to the back of the line.
And if you if you don't lose that Samoan attitude, we're gonna find another place for you.
Mm.
Basically threatening that she's gonna fire him. Stirred up the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, I think when Roman has someone like Stephanie to sort of bounce off of, that maybe the crowd can get behind him a little bit. But the thing is that, okay, let's say there are 6 notches to crowd excitement. Stephanie and Kurt in the ring, that's a 2-notcher. Roman coming out, 3-notcher. Roman talking, 3-notcher. Stephanie instigating Roman and Roman getting back in her face, 4-notcher. But then it goes back to a 3-notcher because Roman will just be in a constant state of evening out. There's very little excitement or fire in his belly or fire in his eye. It's just, all right, it's my promo. Fuck you, Stephanie. I'm Big Dog. Buy the t-shirt. He's got a new t-shirt out called Unleash the Big Dog. And I'm just like, no. That's the kind of t-shirt you wear for the sex time.
Okay.
Unleash the Big Dog.
God damn it, Danny.
Doop. And then Kevin Owens comes out, and then that brings it back to a 4-notcher.
Alright, and Kevin Owens basically just saying he managed to win his opportunity at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, he's very thankful to Roman Reigns for interfering and costing Ginger the match. So he really, and that was a great idea from him to get heat for himself by cheering on Roman Reigns, and the crowd, by association, is just like, "Hey, you're a bad guy. We don't like Roman. You like Roman? We're gonna hate you." And then they boo him, and then like he tries to go over to Stephanie and be like, "Stephanie McMahon has good taste." Puts his arm on her shoulder and is like, "Don't ever touch me again.
Don't touch me.
Fat French. Fat." It's just such disgust because he's Triple H's favorite, not hers.
Yeah.
Seth was her favorite.
Stephanie doesn't play favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So she states. Seth Rollins.
Well, that was heel Seth Rollins.
Still Seth Rollins.
She doesn't like face Seth Rollins.
Who was the first overall pick in the draft? Seth Rollins.
It was Seth Rollins. And it has paid off for them versus SmackDown when they picked Dean Ambrose. That was a bad pick because he's injured.
Well, he was
and on Raw.
WWE champion at the time.
Yeah. Was he, though?
He was. Not that you remember.
Oh, I remember.
Better remember.
I remember.
So Stephanie declaring the first match of the night, once everyone's in that ring, was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and it was kind of again, it's coasting. Because, like, I've seen these guys go full tilt, like at Royal Rumble, Monday Night Raws when it was, like, the Jericho Kevin Owens show, back when Seth Rollins was in the mix, too. I've seen this match a couple of times, so I know what to expect. But it just felt like they were just coasting.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
not Kevin wasn't, but it felt like Roman was.
I feel whenever... Okay, with Kevin Owens the last few weeks fighting Braun Strowman...
Yeah.
And always getting that shoulder tackle...
Yeah.
I feel like he's just starting to overdo the reaction to it now.
Like he's overselling?
Yeah.
Well,
Because he did the exact same flip that he does whenever Braun did it to him.
Well, I think the thing is because Kevin Owens isn't a physically imposing individual, when he is up against someone like Braun or Roman, who definitely have a lot more muscle and hit them with such power, he needs to emphasize, holy shit, there's so much power behind this. Like, their strength at the 10, mine's an 8, so when they hit me,
I'm not saying that he needs to stop doing that. I love seeing him go flying when they do it to him, but I just feel like it's a little overselling sometimes. With that match, they kind of cut to commercial right as it looked like Kevin was going to go for a pin.
Yeah, I hate it when they do that.
It's like, what happened?
Like my stream, I'm fortunate enough, like the stream I have, it does the picture-in-picture, so I'm able to watch it. And it happened a lot on SmackDown. That really annoyed me. Like, for a 2-hour show, like, pick your spots a little bit better.
Yeah. But that one kind of just stood out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just kind of right there.
Yeah. So near the end of this match, Roman gets a Superman punch, but then Kevin Owens wisely gets out of the ring before the spear happens.
Sorry, I just want to say one thing before that.
Sure.
When they came back from commercial, they kind of like replayed Stephanie's statement about this match. And Corey Graves comments saying, "I don't think that's the last we've seen of Stephanie tonight." She stated she's going to be running the contract signing.
Yeah, Graves done screwed up.
Shut the hell up, Graves. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so yeah, after the Superman punch, Kevin Owens wisely rolls out of the ring, and that's when we get Jinder Mahal, savior of Monday Night Raw, to attack Roman Reigns.
Getting his revenge from being speared through drywall last week.
Yeah. Well, quote-unquote table, but truly it was drywall. Kayfabe, it was a wall. But so then Kevin Owens gets back in the ring, and the two of them are beating up Roman Reigns. Out comes Seth Rollins, huge pop, throws them both out, and then the match is then restarted as a tag team match, which then led to a commercial break.
Yeah. Comes back and Roman's still in the ring.
So this is a point that I wanted to make. So Seth and Kevin have been pulling double duty a little bit more. Like remember the gauntlet match when Seth beat Roman and John, and then
he was
lost
fighting for an hour.
Yeah, he fought for an hour, and then Kevin last week when he faced Braun, and then was in that triple threat match, and probably on SmackDown they've pulled double duty too. So, but their intensity level will always be the same throughout pulling double duty or triple duty.
Right.
And even if Roman knew that there was going to be a second match, his intensity never heightened. He's just coasting.
No, exactly.
And that bothered me a lot.
What bothered me, first thing that I noticed was Roman went for a pinfall on Jinder.
Right.
Early once they came back from commercial.
Okay.
And Jinder kicked out of it, but his shoulder never was even lying on the mat.
Oh, okay.
Like, he has the 1 count, but his shoulder was up the entire time.
Oh.
I was like, you fucked up there.
Sometimes Jinder does that. Like, remember the match he had with Chad Gable?
Yeah.
The first one? His
Yeah.
shoulder was a little bit too up.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it in this that week, too.
Yeah. But yeah, for the majority of that tag match, it was Kevin Owens and Jinder beating up Roman until Seth got the hot tag.
Seth literally showed what it's like to have a WWE like 2K video game comeback move.
Yeah.
He literally showed that.
Yeah.
But in that, the start of it and everything, Jinder had a horrible execution taking out Rollins. Or no, that was beforehand, sorry. Yeah, it was right before he got the hot tag. Roman threw him out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually a horrible execution as well. Kind of saw it a mile away.
Yeah.
He gets thrown out of the ring, and then you can just see him in the background, like, waiting for, like, this exact moment to ground. It's like, Jinder, do better!
Do better.
This is horrible for you. But yeah, definitely getting, like, the comeback finisher.
Yeah. What was how did the finish go?
Seth was doing suicide dives left and right.
Right.
And then it was, I think it was his curb stomp.
Okay. On Jinder, probably.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then the two of them are celebrating, and this led to Jinder Mahal going full heel and attacking both Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns with a steel chair. I was just like, God damn, Jinder, get it, son. Throws Seth, like he hits Seth with the chair, hits Roman with the chair, hits him again, throws Seth off the entry ramp, and just goes to town on Roman. And the commentary's even just like, you can't forget about Jinder. Or even Coach was like, where did he come from? You saw where he came from. The back. Gorilla. He stole Vince's chair, and now he's beating Roman to death with it. So like they start to bring him away, and then he takes one for the road. Bam! And then it got made Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal at Money in the Bank. However, next week, there are 2 matches that have been advertised. Jinder Mahal versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship, and the Last Chance Women's Qualifier.
In a gauntlet match.
A gauntlet match. Bayley, Sasha Banks,
Ruby Riott. Mandy Rose.
Dana Brooke. I think there's one more.
Mickie James,
right. So yeah.
Is it 6 or is there 7?
I think it's 6. Because
I don't think... No, Sonya had her match.
Sonya Deville's on SmackDown.
Right.
Yeah, this is just Raw. My theory is this, and oh my god, if it happens. Imagine if Jinder Mahal somehow beats Seth Rollins.
I can't see that happening yet. Not right before Money in the Bank.
It would be a little early, but Seth doesn't have a match for Money in the Bank.
He'll probably win next week and then have his rematch at Money in the Bank.
What do you mean, though? Rematch with who?
Jinder. Like, Jinder's probably going to get another shot at...
But he's already facing Roman, so he can't...
Oh, that's true.
So this is what could happen. If he faces Seth, wins by DQ, then they could make it a triple threat match for the IC title. Roman, Seth, and Jinder.
But see, everyone's just going to predict that Roman's going to win.
No. Jinder's going to win. Because fuck your predictions. Everyone thought when Rusev got added to the U.S. title match, oh, they're going to put the belt on Rusev Day. I was the one guy in the corner. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. It's Jinder. They've been predicting it for 3 months. It's Jinder. You guys are dumb. And when he won, I was just like, hey, they did it. I was right. You guys were wrong. Boop, 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 boop. Or he doesn't win the Intercontinental title. Roman interferes. Seth wins. And at Money in the Bank, Jinder Mahal beats Roman Reigns.
I can see that happening.
They're in Chicago for it. They are going to destroy that match. They're like Chicago.
First of all, the crowd is going to boo the shit out of Roman.
Oh yeah, it's bound to happen. But if Jinder beats Roman Reigns, the roof is going to come off that place because you're like, what did we just see?
Yeah.
And then of course Roman will attack and probably do what he did to Braun at Balls of Fire, puts him in an ambulance and then tries to kill him. Tries to do that to Jinder. Oh, that would be great. Except Jinder doesn't walk away. He needs a stretcher.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is what happens. He throws him in the ambulance, and then Jinder, phases through the ambulance last second, grabs the Sunil brother, puts him in, and he phases out, and then the Sunil brother dies in the ambulance crash, but Jinder's fine.
Of course, the Sunil brother dies.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't die. He gets hurt.
He's
pretty
the one
pretty
that gets
bad.
hurt, yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then both the Singh brothers are out for injury, and then it's just Jinder by himself. But he's like, I survived. I am a survivor. Jinder Mahal beat Roman Reigns. Fuck everybody.
And then he starts ranting in Punjabi.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Raw. After that match, we had a recap of Lashley's interview from the previous week.
Sure did.
And then, which led to Sami Zayn bringing out Lashley's sisters.
This was the worst segment of this year. Remember
this segment brings me back to Carmella's Melibration.
Oh, I can think of one worse. Alexa Bliss, Bayley, This Is Your Life. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
That was before Extreme Rules. Bayley was number one contender, and Alexa said, Bayley, This Is Your Life, and she starts bringing out... It's basically Brock, This Is Your Life. It's just poorly executed. You had the high school teacher, you had her boyfriend,
I do remember this.
And even Kurt the next week was like, Alexa, I'm not doing what you told me to do. You had the worst segment I've ever seen last week.
Was that when they were playing the clip of Bayley reading a letter to herself?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now.
And that was leading their match to Extreme Rules, and it was that Singapore Cane on a pole match or something. And the whole thing was, can Bayley get extreme? That was that. Except it didn't have men dressed as women pretending to be Bobby Lashley's sisters. What are they doing with Bobby Lashley?
I don't know.
This is the guy that could beat Brock Lesnar and be Universal Champion and be on Raw every week and fuck everybody up. He is better Brock Lesnar.
He's literally... Since he's came back, they haven't even said a thing about the rumors of him fighting Brock at SummerSlam.
Well, they can't say that he is doing it.
Well, they can hint at it at least. Like, he can start trash-talking Brock.
That's okay. So since he came back, the majority of his matches have been tag team matches. He was teaming up with Braun. They should have just made them tag team champions instead of that stupid Nicholas moment. Because the pop of Bobby Lashley coming back and being Braun's partner, and Braun just looking with like the most evilish smile on his face, and then the Bar just being like, we don't know him. We don't know who that is. And then he keeps getting closer and closer and closer, and they're just like,
oh my God!
Oh God!
God, he's big.
My God, he's oily.
Like.
He's got more oil on him than Big E.
Okay,
Danny. Second of all, when he's tagging with Braun, none of the attention was on him. The most attention was on Braun, because Braun's the most over person on Raw without a title.
Yeah.
And then you do this idea of, okay, we're going to put him against Sami Zayn, possibly Kevin Owens, and it's like, third week in a row making this point. At no point is Sami Zayn going to get the upper hand on Bobby Lashley. Their match at Money in the Bank should be 5 seconds. The bell rings, and then the bell rings.
Pretty much.
Because I don't know what Vince is thinking. Like, how is he... What is the goal here?
It's basically bringing back the time where Braun was heel and just dominating everyone. And he kept fighting Sami Zayn.
Right, but at that point, Braun was going through his thing, and then Sami had one match with Braun. I think it ended with a disqualification or no contest or something, and he kept demanding a match with Braun. This is... Bobby Lashley just came back. He's stolen Zayn's thunder. He needs to make fun of him. And it's like, come on, Vince. Think about who you have. When he was in TNA, for 12 years post his WWE departure. And they did better stories with him than this.
TNA does better stories with everyone.
Yeah.
TNA is where fucking Woken Matt Hardy came to life.
Yeah, that's where the Broken Universe came about. And that's where...
And they let the Hardy brothers do whatever they wanted. They got to write their stories.
Well, I think that, like the Hardy compound that we saw, like that whole segment, that was all Matt. It's just commentary, and the overall consensus was, this is not us. This is Matt Hardy. Just go with it. But when he was in TNA, he was presented as a dominant force. This guy was a triple champion in TNA. And he had stories with, I think, Moose and King Mo and American Kickboxing Academy, an MMA group, and he was with Stephan Bonner, and they were doing all this cool stuff of mixing pro wrestling and MMA. And that was the last major storyline he had. And then he comes here, and there's this segment. And it's like, what are you doing with him?
I have no idea.
I don't want to talk about this segment at all. This is just...
It just needs to stop.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Well, we'll just say this. Three Sisters said their piece. Sami Zayn was being a jerk. Bobby Lashley comes out. He's tickled by the fact that these are men in dresses, which means he can hurt them because they're men. And then he can hurt Sami. And then one by one they all fall. And Sami's just like, oh man, I gotta wrestle him.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to stop. Anyway, after commercial, we had backstage interview with Alexa Bliss about her upcoming match against Ember Moon.
This promo could have been suited to either Bobby Roode or Baron Corbin, because they've been facing the same person every week pretty much. And the whole thing is, like, Baron Corbin got surprised, and that's how he lost to No Way Jose. Or Elias and Bobby Roode, their matches keep going and going and going. And at Backlash, Bobby Roode surprised him with that DDT. And that was the whole point of the interview was Ember Moon showed up on Monday Night Raw. I don't know who she was. I don't know what she was about or what her moveset was. And she beat me. Yeah. But imagine that match if I knew who she was and I knew what her moveset was. The outcome would have been very different.
Okay, was she really not in NXT at all when Alexa was there?
Alexa was in there early, but Alexa wasn't there long. Ember Moon was a later addition. Because when Ember showed up, that's when Asuka was NXT champion, and she was the undefeated champion.
Right.
Yeah. Mostly Alexa Bliss, when she was in NXT, was the manager of Blake and Murphy.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, no, it was tag team. Buddy Murphy and something Blake. But yeah, they were a tag team in NXT. She was the manager, and she was engaged with one of them. One of them is in 205 Live right now.
Okay.
But yeah, weird promo. This isn't the only time they're doing a promo at Gorilla either.
Well, even the fact with, like, it was a weird promo. It wasn't even an interesting match.
No, but I don't know. Ember Moon's a good wrestler.
She is.
She has an interesting moveset, and it's unorthodox, which keeps people guessing.
See, the thing is, like, I was disappointed with this match because it had a lot of potential to it. Because I remember saying a couple weeks ago that I want to see a rivalry, at least a couple matches between Ember Moon and Alexa.
Yeah.
Because they're both labeling themselves as goddesses.
Well, it seems like they kind of complement each other well.
Well, I mean, they do, yeah.
Moveset wise, they do.
Definitely.
Similar builds, too.
Exactly. They're both like 5'0".
Yeah.
But yeah, like so much potential and it just went to waste.
Yeah, but there was a couple of cool spots. Like Alexa Bliss was focusing on the arm and shoulder. And there was that cool spot where she kind of does this twisting arm motion and pulls her shoulder into the barricade outside.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was another moment where Ember Moon's pulling Alexa Bliss and she's grabbing the towel that's over the ring. You know, like
the apron, yeah.
The apron, yeah. She's holding on to it and then like gaining traction, and then she just keeps kicking her in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
Yeah, some good tactics there.
And yeah.
The only real thing to comment other than that is Mickie James potentially trying to help out Alexa by taking her shoe and is ready to like clock Ember Moon in the back of the head.
Yeah, but the referee was clearly alert, so it was just Mickie dropping the ball. She didn't
hide at all.
Yeah, it was not like there was that cage match between Bliss and Becky Lynch back on SmackDown, and
the mask,
the Lucha Libre outfit. That had more. That had more stealth to it than what she was doing.
Exactly, but that
gave her enough
distraction. Gave Ember Moon the upper hand to do an eclipse,
and won.
And wins.
Yeah.
And then Alexa Bliss is just sitting outside the ring all depressed, like, I can't beat her.
It was a bunch of bullcrap. They had that bitch.
After commercial, we had Finn Balor and Braun backstage.
This segment
looking for Kurt.
And they found Stephanie.
They found Stephanie because Kurt gave Steph his office for the night.
Quote unquote gave. He got kicked out.
He did.
He got strong-armed.
Like, I'm above your pay grade. Get out.
Yes, I'm a Hall of Famer.
Get out.
This segment tickled me.
It's just funny. Like, she offers them fruit.
Finn's good, but then Braun's like, don't mind if I do. Grabs an apple. Saves it for later. Foreshadowing.
So they're in the office wanting to have a rematch between
McIntyre and Ziggler.
And Dolph.
Yeah, and then Steph's just like, well, no, it's not going to happen.
You lost last week.
Well, it's not that they lost. It's they're not a tag team. You're just two dudes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Dolph and Drew technically weren't a tag team.
But they...
Just because they come back the same night, they're a tag team?
Well, Dolph shows up on Raw. He's the newest pick. And then he says he didn't come alone. Out comes Drew. And then they have a double team finisher. So they're a tag team. If they have a double team finisher, they're a tag team.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So instead of giving a tag team match, Stephanie grants them a singles match against each other.
Stephanie is instigating both sides by saying, Finn, you lost last week, costing Braun the win. But Braun, Finn blames you for that little shoulder tackle in the corner.
She always does that.
I know. It's weird because sometimes
they're a tag team and you're splitting them apart, or they're not at each other's throats.
Yeah, so
which Stephanie always wants to cause.
Yeah, she always wants people to be out their throats. So yeah, the match gets made. Braun and Finn look at each other. Finn's smiling because he's like, I got to be in the main event of Monday Night Raw. This is great. And then Braun just pulls out the apple. I love competition. Crushes it in front of his face, and Stephanie and Finn are just both like...
just crushes the thing.
And Finn, with the biggest moment of regret, is like, oh no.
The way he crushed that apple, it basically fell apart, and the skin was just a shell.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah. Finn's just like, man, I really wanted that apple.
Yeah. After commercial, we had No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Nothing special in the match.
No.
Really nothing special.
Yeah.
Other than Jose learning Corbin's moves a little better.
Yeah.
Corbin gets thrown to the corner, slides under the ropes.
Oh, yeah, he does that thing where he goes all the way around the ring and he'll come back in the ring, clothesline them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jose's getting a little better determining when that's happening.
Thinky.
Corbin gets the victory.
End of Deep Six, end of days.
Yeah. That's the match. There was nothing special to it.
No, this is what they should do with No Way Jose and Baron Corbin. I came up with this yesterday. Hair versus hair match.
Hair versus hair match.
Because Baron's receding hairline is bad. It's getting worse.
You would rather have him bald.
Well, what's the alternative?
Let him keep the long hair?
It's too thin. It's too thin
But
where
it
needs...
works.
Put a beanie on him. When he has the beanie and he's doing promos or he's doing talking smack, that works. That look works for him. But when it's that fucking hairline where it's so far back and it keeps going and it's getting thinner and thinner, they don't have good enough graphics in WWE 2K to illustrate how bad that hair is. At least if you do a hair versus hair match, you can have that segment with Kurt being like, oh man, I remember when I lost my hair. And Edge walks by with a bag of chips. You're both bald.
I can't see that happening.
Maybe for WrestleMania.
I would rather
SummerSlam.
have him...
Extreme Rules!
I would rather have Baron Corbin have the hair he has now than ever see him bald.
I think it'd be alright.
No.
Someone needs to be bald.
Kurt would.
Yeah.
We had Kurt Angle backstage in the hallway.
Trying to find cell reception.
He still denies being kicked out of his office.
Yeah, well, Chad Gable shows up.
Right.
Wasted opportunity for them.
Yeah.
He should have been his son. Because they have such good chemistry. They just look at each other and there's just a little smirk on both their faces because they're like, man, you're cool. Kurt, you're cool.
Anyway, back to Raw. We had the B team versus Breezango.
Yeah, rematch. No one-hit wonders here.
No. Another match that didn't really have much to say.
No.
Other than B Team is 2-0.
B Team celebrations are just... God. They're going to keep climbing. And when they win at a pay-per-view and it's not even for a title, it's the pre-show, they're leaving in a helicopter.
Every win they get, it's going to be like, we did it!
Just tackles. They go to the announce table. They're talking on commentary. They hug Corey Graves. He's the only one that believes in them. They take a chair. This was the most dangerous thing they could have done. One of them's sitting down. One of them's on their lap. And they're just sliding down. Whee!
Oh, yeah. And falls over.
If it was too late, they could have broken their necks.
Yep.
Because that thing... There's a screen now.
Screen apron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody, I don't know if you've ever seen Samoa Joe do this, but, if somebody kind of goes for, a hurricanrana on him, running on the apron and they dive, and he puts them down, to get him into the Boston Crab, and then he swings them into the barricade. Imagine if he did that on that thing. On the screen.
Break the screen.
Yeah, do it. Extreme Rules. Pull that spot. And pay me money, because I thought of it.
Well, write a letter to Vince McMahon.
We'll write it in, feather pen.
Yep.
Dearest Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Dip, 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 dip.
Dip, 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 dip. From the offices of DDT Podcast, Doug and Danny Talk, we are cordially providing you with spots.
Dip, 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 dip.
For Extreme Rules, please be instructed that if Samoa Joe has a match on the card, and he better have a match on the fucking card, it's Samoa fucking Joe. He's great, you stupid piece of shit. Dip, 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 dip. He will catch someone doing a hurricanrana outside. From the apron, he will catch them in the midst of a Boston Crab and swing them, dip, 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 not into the barricade, but into the screen on the apron, therefore causing it to crack, and a holy shit, oh my god moment. You're welcome. Dip, dip, dip. Kind regards, sir. DDT Podcast. More specifically, Danyard. Dip, dip, dip. P.S. Give me money. I love you. P.P.S. How do you train your quads? He's jacked.
All right, then. Is that going to be a new segment?
Letters to WWE.
Letters to WWE.
Yeah, we're doing it. I'll just have to remember if there's a letter I need crafted.
If there's a storyline you can think of.
Yeah, if there's
or do better.
I will do all the better. Jinder Mahal, inject him with rabies.
It's illegal.
Rabies are legal. They're
not legal.
They're not.
You can't detect them.
Exactly.
But you can clearly tell when someone is on rabies.
Yeah, put him in him before his match with Roman. You'll see a much more animalistic Dean Ambrose. That's who gave it to him. Dean Ambrose. Ambrose supplies
fucking rabies.
Dean Ambrose supplies the roster with rabies. Oh my god, that would be great.
Going back to Raw.
Alright.
We are having the women's contract signing.
Steph needs to keep it simple.
Don't be putting words in each other's mouths.
What's her name?
Just wanting them to go fucking bunkheads.
No, Face Nia Jax should have slammed her hand into the table and said, Steph, do not talk for me. I am your women's champion.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, fucking do it.
My God.
Ronda's just kind of like, yeah, Steph, I don't deserve this, but she challenged me, so here we are.
I don't back down from a challenge.
Blah, blah, blah. Nia Jax being a face and smiling politely.
That's right. I did challenge you.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to beat you.
They're both too uncomfortable on the mic.
Well, I mean, Ronda hardly has any mic skills. She's MMA.
Yeah, but the line she has to deliver is so simple. At Money in the Bank, I'm taking your title. Casually looks at her arm while shaking it, and I'm taking your arm too. That's how you deliver it, not I am taking your title. 5-minute pause. And I'm taking your arm.
She should have been looking at her arm the entire time. And just kind of like, it's a nice arm there.
Or Stephanie the whole time.
Or that, yeah.
It's like
something rather than just...
What would have been better is, she's like shaking Naya's hand. Everything I do to you, Naya, slightly turns her head at Stephanie. I'm going to be thinking about you, Steph. And Steph's just like, Hunter.
Let's get this contract signed.
Yeah, let's all be friends. Let's do the Charlotte spot where we're all hugging and we all go woo.
I didn't expect there to be anyone to go through a table.
Yeah.
Just because it's Nia, Ronda.
Yeah.
You're not going to put either one through a table at this moment.
Yeah.
So it wasn't shocking or anything to not see it happen.
Yeah.
But again, contract signing there usually is.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. Going to the next match, we had Dolph Ziggler versus Chad Gable.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, backstage when it was Kurt and Chad Gable, Drew and Dolph come up and they're basically calling Kurt a loser because he got kicked out of his office, and Gable is a loser because his tag team broke up. And so we get this match between Ziggler and Gable, and these two really good collegiate wrestlers having a pretty good match.
It was a decent match. I'm very surprised.
Damn good grappling, some stiff punches, kicks.
Chad definitely held his own.
Yeah, he's getting better and better.
He is.
He's getting more comfortable with the fact that he's no longer a tag team wrestler. His style does have to change, but the more he wrestles, the more he realizes the style that he's coming across.
Right. Overall, a decent match, but not much to say about it.
No, well, there's besides the finish.
Yeah, Ziggler gets the victory. Was it with a zigzag?
Yeah, it was. So they were in the ropes. The referee was in between them. Gable pushes the referee away. Ziggler headbutts Gable and then zigzags him.
Right. And then afterwards, Drew does a Claymore on him.
Yeah, after the match is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, decapitating him.
Yeah, Drew is menacing. So big.
So fierce. We're going to go back to Raw.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we got 3 more matches.
God damn it. Boy, which one's next?
The Fatal 4-Way Money in the Bank qualifier for the women's Money in the Bank. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Dana Brooke, and Natalya.
Riot Squad.
Riot Squad versus 2 other people.
Here's the thing about Riot Squad. When you switch Riot Squad and Absolution, and what they're doing with Absolution right now on SmackDown, having it be Paige against the 2 of them and trying to make them both individual stars instead of absolute, living in the past that was Absolution.
Right.
And then you have Riot Squad. They get no reaction.
Not really.
They don't get boos. They don't get cheers. It's just kind of oh, they're the female faction now. Okay. Liv Morgan screams random things, but she says 3/4 of the sentence.
Yeah.
And she doesn't finish it. She attempts she screams something and don't you ever, and then she tries to Irish whip them, but they reverse it. Finish your sentence. Put that sentence somewhere else in the match. Dana Brooke, there was no way she was winning this match.
No, she was there to be pinned.
Yes.
And she wasn't even the one to be pinned.
No, she got destroyed in the corner.
Yeah. Was it Liv Morgan that lost?
I want to say Sarah Logan.
One or the other.
Because Sarah did that, and that caused... Yeah, because she beat Liz Morgan last week. Sarah Logan was the one that took the submission.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natalia wins with the sharpshooter.
Yay, Kmart Natalia.
What?
She's a Kmart mom.
Oh my god.
She's just... I just feel like she needs a minivan.
Probably has one.
And she needs to go on a trip to Kmart. She's just... Her father is Jim the Anvil Neidhart. He had the best promos when he was with Bret Hart. Bret didn't talk at all. He was a wrestler. But then you had Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and he's the flamboyant personality, the fucking brick shit house wall. Now he's just, Jim the Anvil Neidhart with a beer belly. But she has no charisma. She is just, I'm going to talk with my hands. I'm going to have my hair looking weird. And everyone's going to be so bored.
She does have good fighting techniques, though.
Oh, she's a great wrestler. Because the Hart family's full of those. It's just no fucking charisma. Watch Total Divas. You'll find a better... yeah, there's less of a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now it's the last... So now 3 of the 4 spots are full for Raw. And then I think SmackDown's filled their last spot last night, on Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, there's one there. I think it's one spot each for women and men.
No. The Raw side has one each. SmackDown's full.
No, I just mean like for the women's Money in the Bank and men's Money in the Bank.
Yeah. But it's both Raw side.
Right. Yeah. Next match we had Bobby Roode versus Elias.
Again. Nothing. Elias won. Shocker.
I'm surprised that he actually got to perform this time. Yeah, okay, so Bobby Roode coming into the ring with his entrance and then Elias stopping it early to physically assault him.
Did he get him when he turns his back and he does Glorious?
He did Glorious and then turned to face the camera.
Oh, okay.
And that's when Elias came in and started attacking him. Once the match actually started, it didn't look like it was going to be one of their same matches they've had for the past 4 weeks where it's all rest holds.
Well, when you attack him from the outside and you just roll him in the ring, I figured that was just going to be it. Just a simple, okay, let's do this.
What?
No, simple, like, okay, I'm attacking from the outside, rolling the ring, deliver my finisher, pin ya, and that's it. I'm done with this feud.
I didn't think the match was going to be so many rest holds this time because it actually looked like real fighting this time.
Yeah.
But I was wrong.
Yeah.
Rest hold after rest hold after rest hold. I feel like Elias needs to slow down his moves so he doesn't do so many of those.
Slow down his moves and increase the torque. Like maybe do something like strong, stiff elbows, stiff punches.
Yeah, like
kick him in the head, kick him in the gut.
Don't do rest holds. Don't do sleeper holds.
Maybe focus on a limb.
Exactly. Like put submission holds in. Don't just
put some balls into it.
Exactly. But yeah, Elias gets the victory, and as he's about to go through the corner to Gorilla, Braun Strowman has his entrance hit, and he just shoulder tackles him. It's like shoulder tackle out of nowhere.
And then we get Braun and Finn.
Yeah. And Strowman's literally dominating this match.
Oh, this is Vince McMahon in a nutshell. It's, I like Braun. You guys like Finn? Oh, look at this little indie darling. Vince McMahon in a nutshell. I like Braun. I like big men. Big, oily, muscular men. Oh, you like Finn? Small little indie darlings from Japan. Oh, look, he's so cute. Here you go, Braun. I like plush toys.
Jeez.
And it's just him beating the shit out of There's a good moment where Finn just slaps the shit out of Braun, and Braun's just like...
You done fucked up.
Oh, George, my name's Finn. I'm clever.
Yeah. As usual, Braun tries doing like what the commentators called merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Running around the ring, going for the shoulder tackle, which Finn turned into a sling blade.
That was cool.
I liked that.
Sling blades on the outside are always cool.
Yeah. And that's when Finn actually got an upper hand on the match.
Yeah, he does his own merry-go-round and he drop kicks Braun outside the barrier.
And then clotheslines him over the barrier. No, does another running kick and throws him over the barrier. And then he's kind of just standing there with his back turned, glowing. He's like, I just did that. Meanwhile, right behind him, Braun Strowman's just slowly rising. Like, you're dead!
Did you forget about me? I'm not finished with you! Get these fucking hands!
Needless to say, Braun Strowman wins this match.
Yeah, Finn tries to go for the coup de grace. Braun grabs him, try to go for the power slam. Finn reverses, runs into him into a power slam, but then Braun gets him up again. Oh, I'm not done with you, but now I am. In the power slam, and that was it.
Yeah. So that's why I say Raw was better. Like, there was so much to talk about there.
I was going to say, put some balls into it. Put it on a t-shirt.
Show the t-shirt.
If we ever get invited to a podcast convention or a panel to talk with other wrestling podcasts, foreshadowing, I will bring a bag of free t-shirts with no logo design. They will be blank t-shirts, and when I give them to you, be grateful for a free t-shirt. Don't be all up in arms like, there's no logo on this. You're welcome. Who did it?
Or we could actually have t-shirts with our logo on them.
Well, we specialize it for the event. And then they buy the t-shirts. Or like first 50 people in the room, you get a free t-shirt. Everybody else after that. Okay, it's $50 to get in. $5 for me to make eye contact with you.
These numbers?
Hold on. So $50 is how we break it down. 5 of which goes to eye contact. 10 of it goes to conversation. 15 of it goes to a pitcher, so that's 30 right there. And $20 goes towards the t-shirt. That's how you get $50 worth of DDT.
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Miz TV starting the show with guest stars of the New Day.
Yeah, so Miz comes on. The crowd was really into Miz.
Oh, he was firing them up.
Yeah. And,
first thing that he will be releasing a new show on WWE Network called Miz and Mrs.
Yeah. There's a commercial for it, and it ends with Miz and his dad driving with a cake, and he stops abruptly and the cake falls over. And his dad's just like, I was laughing about this for an hour at work. His dad's like, oh, is it broken? Miz looks at him, what do you think? And I just wanted his dad to say, and I hope this makes air, son, you act like you've never had a cake fall over before. Miz's dad's pretty cool, actually. He looks nothing like him. He looks like one of the lost Freebird brothers.
So New Day comes out, flying pancakes and dumping cereal into the fans.
They got a new t-shirt, too.
They did?
Yeah. Pancake Power.
Ah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because they were wearing orange, red, green coats and tights, and they had the new t-shirts on. Available at www.shop.com.
Yeah. Miz brought them out to figure out which member of New Day is going to be the one representing them at Money in the Bank.
First, it was who's representing them. Who. And he's like walked into that. Which?
Just playing with them, really.
I could watch a Miz New Day feud all year and be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah. So Miz just gets more and more annoyed with New Day not giving him the answer.
Yeah, not giving him the scoop he needs for this exclusive.
And basically saying that it doesn't matter because he can beat either one of them.
And he starts running them down individually, saying, Kofi, you've been IC, US, and multiple tag team champions, not just with New Day, but you've been in 6 Money in the Bank ladder matches and you couldn't get the job done. Big E, you have everything that it takes to be a big star, but no one will ever take you seriously because you don't take yourself seriously. And I think that hurt him the most.
Oh, that's just a
He's just like, man. He's like, damn, man. Fuck, give me the damn body oil. And then, like, I think he fumbled the Xavier Woods one. But he fumbled it when he's talking about you have Up, Up, Down, Down, a successful YouTube channel with 1.5 million subscribers, and he's talking about Fortnite. He calls it Fortline. New Day calls him out on it. He's like, I don't play the video games. But I feel like he was supposed to say, if you had put that much drive and that much energy from your YouTube channel into your singles career, you would have been a WWE champion by now. He's nodding his head. That's the affirmative he's giving me.
I don't know what to say.
Because it's kind of true, but at the same time, Miz is a dick. So then, so basically, they're like, man, Miz, stop being such a jerk, man. All right, it's going to be Big E. And then,
Wonderful,
great, got the answer. And he's like, or Xavier. Or Kofi. Oh, God, Kofi.
We talked about it. It's going to be E.
Facing you tonight.
But not at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That's for tonight.
Miz. So, it's going to be me and Big E tonight, right now. Big E's face. He has the best facial expressions. His face just lights up.
It does.
Yeah. He's like eyebrows and his face and his cheeks and his smile, and Vince is just like, no scoop, no match. I'm out. And then
walks to Gorilla.
He walks to Gorilla, is encountered by Paige, and I feel like it was a little bit early because neither of them talked for like 5 seconds. Paige is just standing there, like looking at him, like, "Hi, Miz." Like,
and just kind of like, you really think you're done?
Yeah, you think you're done? You said you could beat any one of them, so you're gonna do it right now? Miz is just like, what? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
But you gotta
go back.
Go out there. Go out there. She's so happy being GM because she can fuck with everybody, and it's hilarious.
Is great.
Yeah.
So anyway, that leads to the first match of the night: Miz versus Big E.
I like how SmackDown does their shows where they have the talking segment, and the talking segment is good, and it leads to a match or an altercation.
Yeah.
Because it's really good stuff. Learn from it, Raw. Do it better. Don't put Roman out there first. Get the crowd involved. Get them happy.
Notice previous weeks how the crowd reacts to the start of your shows.
Yeah.
Do you want cheers or do you want boos?
Do you want the crowd to be happy for 3 hours? Or do you want them to be happy for 30 minutes?
Because that 30 minutes will be spread out after Roman is done.
Oh, it's spread out through the entrances. That's the 30 minutes that they're happy, is the entrances. It's like, hey, I know that guy. I know her.
This is a great song.
It's great. I'm here to show the world.
Anyway.
Great match, though, Miz and Big E.
Yeah, a really good match. I laughed pretty hard when they're in like the grappling hold and in the corner.
Oh yeah.
And Miz like climbs up to get leverage.
Yeah, and
Biggie's just like, fuck this.
Yeah, he bails.
Miz just falls flat on his face.
Oh my god.
I laughed pretty hard at that.
There's the spot where he's lying on the apron and Big E does the running splash.
The belly drop.
God damn, that had to hurt Miz.
Oh my god. That hurt both of them.
Yeah. And then the grossest thing. He's sitting...
But before you say that, I found it really funny that after that belly drop, Kofi and Xavier treat it like a boxing match. Like, round's over. And he brings over a bottle of syrup. Maple syrup.
And he's just... yeah. Puts Vaseline on his cheeks. But then that led to the favorite part, like the other favorite part of the match. Miz bitch smacking Big E, and Big E going full Langston and just staring at him like, did you really just do that? And Miz is like, all right, E, listen. I'm just gonna goes in the ring. I really wanted him to grab Miz's leg and Miz just be clawing at the ring. Rat's like, no, and then it happened. But then like Miz goes through Big E's legs and trips him, so he goes face first on the apron, and that's how he gets the upper hand and beats up Big E for 15 minutes.
At which the bar comes in and attacks Kofi and Woods from behind.
Xavier first.
Yeah, and then Kofi comes in to help him because Kofi was on commentary.
So if Woods was on commentary prior to the maple syrup.
Yeah.
And then Kofi went on commentary. So they attack Xavier, and then Kofi comes out of nowhere, jumps off the steps, uses one leg to get leverage on Cesaro's shoulder, jumps even higher, and nails Sheamus. The most elevation I've ever seen him make
by far
on a parkour move off Cesaro.
But all this distracted Big E, which gave Miz the leverage to win.
Yeah, Skull Crushing finale. He beats Big E.
And then Miz is like cheering like he won Match of the Year.
It was a pretty good match.
It was a good match.
Miz has been having great matches since WrestleMania.
You can't be cheering like that when you literally had help.
Yeah, but
I mean, Miz being the Miz.
The odds were against the Miz.
Okay, but with Miz, he considers that beating Big E all by himself.
No.
He will consider that.
I'll barely consider it, but also next week we're gonna get Miz and Bar versus the New Day. That's confirmed.
Yeah. But regardless, like Miz will have an interview next week saying that I single-handedly defeated Big E.
Xavier made that point in the segment. Was Miz, you're a modern day legend. You're one of the best Intercontinental Champions of all time. You are a former Money in the Bank winner. You successfully cashed in and became WWE Champion. You main evented WrestleMania. You're a Grand Slam champion. You've done it all, man. But when it comes down to it, it's always about you.
Yep.
Miz and Maurice, it's going to be all about you and his dad. His dad's going to steal the show. He's going to Drax the Destroyer that shit.
No.
He's just going to show up, dad jokes, dropping them like DDTs.
No. Moving on. Moving on. After that match, we had Daniel Bryan have an interview.
I was laughing at myself. So it got announced that WWE Big Cass was not physically fit for Daniel Bryan. Or no, the original plan was Big Cass.
He injured his knee.
Yeah, the original match was Big Cass versus Samoa Joe. So then they have a last chance men's match to solidify Samoa Joe's opponent for next week, and it's Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy.
And
the winner of that match faces Samoa Joe for the last spot in Money in the Bank.
Exactly. So...
And Daniel Bryan was hyped. He was so hyped to be facing Jeff Hardy.
Well, yeah.
So was Jeff. Jeff had his own segment.
Iconic fighters going head to head.
First match they've ever had with each other, and it's main eventing SmackDown.
Yep.
And it's like, goddamn.
But we'll talk about that later.
Alright.
So after that interview, we had Lana versus Billie Kay for Money in the Bank qualifier.
Yeah. And Aiden, so really happy they're not splitting up Rusev Day.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Before you get into that, it kind of just pissed me off that the Iconics wanted to like sing their own little song.
Well, they're trying to get heat. So it worked.
They're terrible talkers, let alone singers.
Oh, that's just dissing their accent. It's a beautiful accent from the land down under. And they're hot.
Still.
I can have the TV on mute and be thoroughly entertained regardless.
But see, you said on mute, meaning you don't want to listen to their voice.
It's not that I want to listen to it.
You don't want to listen to it.
I think they do a good job. Those are fine. To themselves. Charlotte, when they're dissing Charlotte, every time they're out there, Charlotte was always tickled. So Aiden's tickled just by them talking. He's like, he said my name. The hot lady said my name.
So yeah, Rusev Day not getting split up.
That's good.
Right as the match starts, you kind of hear Aiden English go on the mic again.
Firstly, though, Aiden can control the crowd so well.
Oh yeah.
You heard echoes of Lana is the best, Lana's number one. You heard it, and you felt it, and even he was just like, motherfucking yeah, look at my bicep. So much definition in Aiden English is like less than stellar muscles, but he's like, what do you call it? Defined. So it's just like, And then Lana comes out with such win face. She knew she was winning so hard, and she just gave us more than a dance than she needed to.
But yeah, Aiden brings out a sign from underneath the ring.
Yeah, Lana Day.
Lana Day.
And crowd was super into it.
They chanted that thing so hard.
And then both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce slap Aiden, causing Lana to throw Peyton into the barrier. Billie Kay throws Lana into the ring. Lana kicks her in the head straight up.
Oh, powerful.
And then she was just like, oh God, what just happened?
Machka DDT.
Machka X Factor.
Is that what it's called?
Well, that's what the X-Pac had that move.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard female move too. Like I think Tori Wilson, Stacey Keibler, they did it a bunch.
Yeah.
But she is
Naomi does it too.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. Plus, Naomi, what's her name? Lana's old finisher used to be that body slam spine buster thing when she was feuding with Naomi.
I don't remember. She didn't really get a chance to put it in much.
No, she did. That's how the match started. She started the match with her finisher, and everyone was like, God damn, that's a good move. That's her finisher? She didn't win? What the fuck?
99% of WWE nowadays.
Yeah. And
my finisher. Why is the match not over?
So that's Lana's new finisher, and she wins. The arena exploded because they're like, oh my God.
It was great.
Rusev Days in both Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah.
And
I really want them to do Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank.
They'd be stupid not to, and they're pretty stupid.
Either neither of them win, or they both win.
Yeah, because if one of them wins...
Nah.
If Lana wins, then Lana kind of gets Aiden on her side, and Rusev gets jealous.
Yeah, it needs to be both or neither.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lana wins that match.
Mm-hmm.
After commercial, we had Andrade Cien Almas on screen.
Yeah, Selena Vega doing just a little promo reminding people last week, you fed us a jobber on Alminio's debut. We expect better competition. And the better competition was a nameless jobber.
A taller guy than last week.
Who put up a little bit more of a fight than the last guy.
Hardly.
But freaking Almas hits him with a spinning back elbow.
Oh my god.
Kills him, puts him in the corner, double knees, gets him up, double knees to the back of the head, and then hammerlock DDT.
No contest.
No contest. No mas. No guapo. Muy caliente.
Okay.
Selena Vega, muy caliente.
After which, interview with Carmella, but she was wearing an Asuka mask.
Yeah. Everyone thought it was Asuka, and then the person said, Carmella? Charlie? Basically. Charlie? Oh my god.
What the fuck are you
Everyone think Asuka said call.
What the fuck are you doing?
If I beat Charlotte beat Asuka, I'm better than Asuka. Duh.
You say that without
the Carmella impersonation.
Without doing whatever that was.
High school girl, like, with her cell phone, like she's scrolling Instagram, she's looking at her friend who's also named Charlie. Oh my god, Charlie? Oh my god.
You sound drunk and ready to vomit.
That's most girls in high school nowadays.
Just say it without the
Alright, fine. Carmella shows up, and a heel's promo is always better when they believe it. Carmella believed it, and her promo came off better. So she's saying, I beat Charlotte twice, Charlotte beat Asuka, I am better than Asuka. Everyone's saying you need to be afraid of Asuka. Maybe Asuka needs to be afraid of me. And basically the match...
I don't really agree with.
No, you don't agree with it, but people underestimating her, and yet time and again she comes back and she wins. So maybe people should start looking at her a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm. So after that, we had, after commercial was the WWE Championship stipulation reveal.
Yeah.
This was funny to me. Now, I couldn't understand Shinsuke when he first said it. And then once AJ said it, I was like, oh. So he joked around, Shinsuke joked around saying that the stipulation for the WWE title will be a pillow fight.
Tickled AJ pretty good. I think if Shinsuke is going to keep doing this, I speak bad English, but in actuality I speak pretty good English. I just have a bad jaw. He needs to take out the mouth guard.
Yeah.
That's really my only critique of Shinsuke's heel character is you need to get this match over. You need to get yourself over. You need to get heat. Take out the mouth guard so I can understand you a little bit better.
Exactly.
But AJ, after the joking aside, AJ reminds him, you can pick whatever match you want, but it's not going to matter because you can't beat me when it really counts.
Well, that just started
the war.
Chaos.
Yeah, which is ironic. That was Shinsuke Nakamura's faction in Japan.
So he beats the shit out of AJ.
Well, they beat the shit out of each other. There's chairs. They're on the outside. They're
in the crowd.
And then AJ's trying to get the phenomenal forearm after jumping off the barricade. Shinsuke throws a chair at him. And then he sets up the Kinshasa. He's on top of the announce table, and he's, like, yelling numbers. And then he screams out on the microphone, last man standing match. Steve Austin did it better. When Steve Austin says last man standing match, he's like, son bitch, what? It's gonna be last man standing match. Stone Cold does it better.
Yeah. Well, Stone Cold is a motherfucking badass.
Yeah, I really want to try his beer.
Whatever beer he drinks.
Oh, it's Broken Skull IPA. There's two of them. There's one's regular and one's pale ale, but it's high percentage strong beer.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like 6.2%.
But
it's a craft beer, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Fucking give her.
So yeah, stipulation for Money in the Bank Championship match. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura is a last man standing match.
Yay!
One of which we predicted last podcast.
Yay!
After commercial, we had the Usos versus Gallows and Anderson.
Really quick match, but it had a good promo prior to the start of the match.
This was to determine who would be fighting Bludgeon Brothers at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So starting out with just, trash talking back and forth like Usos always do.
Yeah, but it's with the club, and the club is cool.
The club's better at it.
Yeah, because there's... Yeah, Gallows Anderson saying, yeah, we respect you and all, but when it comes to the Bludgeon Brothers, you've been coming up short. And instead of it being a couple of Oos brothers, it's going to be a couple of good brothers.
Ayo.
And then Usos do their thing. They're pretty good at it. And then it's like, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. I don't see no warden. We know what I do see?
Nerds!
Yeah. And they beat the hell out of each other. It's a pretty quick match. Commercial break kind of screwed it up too.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like
if you didn't have picture in picture, it really took away from it because they were like throwing each other into the post, the outside, and then the match started.
Really weird. Just chaos for the entire match, really. Gallows and Anderson getting the pinfall.
Yeah, Gallows took the super kick splash and kicked out. Anderson is in the ring. Or no, Anderson kicked out of that. Gallows took a super kick, re-super kicked. Magic Killer 1, 2, 3. They're facing Bludgeon Brothers.
But see, I don't understand this. The entire match itself and what's going to be at Money in the Bank doesn't make sense because it's heel versus heel.
The club's kind of tweeners because they align with
more heel than face though.
But when you align yourself with Finn and with AJ, they're essentially the cool guys and they're friends. And they do the nerd thing. And I think since post-WrestleMania, they've been kind of becoming more face.
Still, though, like...
They're tweeners. They can get over with the crowd, because when they yell, nerd, the crowd gets into it.
Well, yeah.
Gallows and Anderson, they're good. Plus, no one's going to really cheer the Bludgeon Brothers. So, I mean, the club's there to, hype up the crowd.
I guess. But definitely that match was, like, more of a heel versus heel.
It's, yeah, tweener.
Yeah.
Anti-hero.
But, yeah. Money in the Bank tag team title match. Usos, or not Usos.
Jesus Christ, we just said it.
Bludgeon Brothers versus Gallows and Anderson.
Yay!
After that match, we had Naomi versus Sonya.
Last chance women's match for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Sonya Deville getting her entrance again. The shutter? What was that? What the light's called?
Oh,
strobe light.
Strobe.
Yeah. Really intense.
Strobe light.
Strobe light. Really intense entrance.
Yeah. Not much to say about the match, really. What I did kind of notice, though, is they do have, like, similar fighting techniques.
A little bit, yeah. That's a lot to say. They're a little bit similar.
Like, definitely, like, same pace.
Yeah. Because Sonya works a slower style, a little bit more menacing.
Mm-hmm.
And Naomi is constantly fighting back from that.
Exactly. Naomi getting the pinfall.
Yeah, weird pinfall maneuver they did. She kind of sort of botched the execution
A little bit,
of it.
yeah.
Could have just been easier to go for a schoolgirl. But yeah, poor Sonya had to lose 2 different qualifiers.
Yeah. Well, you got 2. Which doesn't make sense because Mandy only got 1.
Well, Mandy got that 1. She figured that was hers, and then Paige is like, no. Well, because that was the thing. Sonya wasn't pinned or submitted in her qualifier. Mandy Rose was. So that's what warranted the last chance match.
I guess that's fair then.
Yeah, because Naomi, I guess, didn't get pinned or submitted in her match either.
Yeah. So after that match, we had commercial. Coming back from commercial, we had Jeff Hardy having a quick interview before his match against Daniel Bryan.
He's hyped.
Oh, he's livid.
Yeah. He's just like, dude, my neurons are off. I'm so hyped. Southern accent. His North Carolina accent, which is somehow Southern.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, to start the match, they had Samoa Joe come out and be on commentary.
Oh, God bless Samoa Joe. Reminding everyone, you guys need to understand, I'm the prize here.
Yep.
And, okay, I don't know if you saw online, but there's a video of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, taking someone's camera, and they're showing it around Germany, and they're in the arena, doing the entrances, and Kevin Owens is essentially the choreographer for the entrances, and then they see Joe come out, and you'll see Sami Zayn dancing to the music in the corner, and spans back to Kevin Owens' face. You're like, I don't know what I just saw. That's weird. Cuts back to Joe, and they're both just like, man, Joe's so cool.
So yeah, Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan, first time ever.
Yeah, and it was a good match.
It was good.
I think this is what they're doing with Daniel, is if you can't be WWE champion, you're going to be in the main event.
Perfectly okay with that.
Yeah. Daniel was setting the pace for this whole match.
Oh, definitely.
With better grappling, striking, targeting Jeff, and really like breaking him down to try and avoid him being a high flyer that he is.
Exactly. Just the fact that both are crowd favorites.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be happy with whoever won that match.
Yeah.
And not be hurt at all for whoever lost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, someone's getting hurt because they have to face Samoa Joe.
Well, yeah. Because Joe's the prize.
Joe is the prize.
So, like, you may got the victory this week, but you're going to get destroyed next week.
You don't even know.
So, yeah, after the match ends with Daniel Bryan winning.
So, setting it up, Daniel Bryan's doing the S kicks, tries to kick him in the head, misses. Twist of Fate, goes to a Swanton, eats knees into his back. Daniel kicks him in the head, gets him up. Jeff tries to go for another Twist of Fate. He reverses it into a dragon screw leg attack, where he grabs the leg and he swings.
Right.
But he puts so much torque on it, he keeps his leg, and then he goes for the heel hook submission, what he did to Big Cass last week.
The hammerlock, yeah.
Heel hook is what the actual thing is.
Okay.
Hammerlock is when you is what Almas does. When you take a limb and you corkscrew it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So he makes Jeff Hardy tap to heel hook. Second, Daniel Bryan's music hits. Samoa Joe just starts screaming, Daniel! Why are you celebrating for? Next week, you gotta face me. Drops the mic, and they're just nose to nose, like, oh, this match is happening.
Be next week.
Commentary's just like, man, this is going to be our main event next week. First time ever in WWE. They always emphasize that because of the fact that these guys have faced each other in Ring of Honor or
well, yeah,
only
first time
Independence.
in WWE.
Yeah.
But it'd be first time for most crowd viewers.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Like unless you watched Ring of Honor when these two just came out.
Exactly.
This is the best chance you're gonna get to see this match.
It's the time that you'll see the most recent with new moves, new characters.
Yeah.
Better fighting styles.
Better, bigger ring too.
That too. Yeah.
Not many companies have a 20x20 ring.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was into SmackDown.
Yeah. And I still say that Raw had the better show.
No.
No?
No. SmackDown was a better show.
Well,
They can do more in 2 hours than Raw can do in 3. They can take it and do better with it.
well, exactly, but still, it's that extra hour which I think put Raw over the edge this week. Just more matches.
Okay, what was better, Braun and Finn or Daniel and Jeff?
I want to say Braun and Finn.
It's contrasting styles, yeah. Big man versus little man. They're both over.
Exactly. I don't know. It was something about the match that I just found more compelling to watch and not get distracted, I guess. With I love Daniel Bryan, I love Jeff Hardy, but I don't know, for some reason the match just wasn't clicking with my brain as much as Finn and Braun. I guess that does it for this week on DDT.
Yay.
We are on YouTube, SoundCloud, looking for other streaming programs to upload to.
That won't charge us.
Because charging sucks.
Well, Spotify. You can get on Spotify and just distributes you everywhere. It's just paying per upload instead of just for a month.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Anyway, YouTube and SoundCloud. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends.
Yay.
I'm Doug.
I'm Danny.
DDT.